So we already know that Apple has just released their M4 lineup of the MacBooks, and even though that these new MacBooks are just very good and the entire package is just much more appealing and enticing, but the thing is that even though that these new MacBooks are really good, but it was not much very different than what I already have in my studio. But in my case, I might be looking forward to an upgrade just because I'm getting a lot of panic reboots on my device, and that is something that I just do not want. But for the majority of the people, if you're someone who is into gaming or AI development, or someone who is making a lot of content for YouTube or something else, maybe the 3D modeling stuff, I think so they should just wait for something like the M5 series, because of the fact that these would be finally the MacBooks that would be different than M1 series of the MacBook. That was again the thing in the past. Again, as I just said, I'm still using the M1 Pro MacBook, and the difference when I compare this thing with something like the M4 Pro, it is just not a lot. And I would just say, if you're making a lot of videos and editing a lot of videos, if you can do the same task in about 8 minutes on M1 Pro, the M4 Pro would be able to do the same thing in about 5 minutes or so. So again, if you just want to spend extra money to save those 3 minutes, I think so it is already good. But if you are someone who just want to have the latest and the greatest tech in the market, the M5 series is the way to go. Now, why I'm saying that? Because we have got some leaks from Minchiku, and there are some amazing leaks and amazing rumors about the chips from Apple that we would be getting in the year 2025. Minchiku has a very good track record, which means that everything that has been mentioned is something that we could already see in this year. Now, Minchiku suggests that Apple has already started the work on the M5 chips, and we will see the mass production of the M5 chips by the H1 of the year 2025, and for the M5 Pro, the Pro Max and the Pro Ultra, the production will start by the H2 of the year 2025. This also means that we can already see the M5 series in the latest iPads that will be coming before of the latest iPhones, or maybe the latest and the greatest that we will be seeing in the terms of the MacBooks in the next year, and that would be around October of the year 2025. And also we might see the updated M5 chips in the latest MacBook Airs that we will see in the year of the 2025, maybe in the first quarter or something, but that is far away from a likelihood, and we will see the M4 MacBook Air in the Q1 of the year 2025. Now, the thing is that if you're looking to buy a new MacBook, you should just wait for the M5 series, because again, these would be radically different than what you already have on the M1 chips and the M4 chips, because again, the M1 chips and the M4 chips are not much very different. The only difference might be the way that these are built, maybe 3 nanometer versus 5 nanometer or something. But again, I just do not know the exact specifications, but I can already say from what we already have on these M5 chips is that these would be far much superior than what we have already got on the M4 lineup. Now again, Minchiku suggested that these would be server graded chips, and this is something that I'm just looking forward to. Just this word server graded is something that means a lot to me, because I know that when something is server graded, it means that it would be a lot more snappier, it would be a lot more faster, and because of all the AI development that has been upcoming, I think so that these would be the perfect chipset for everyone. Now Minchiku suggested that these would be built on the system on integrated chips molding, the horizontal one, that is SOICMH design, which is 30 to 50% less space consuming than a conventional system on chip. That is exactly what we have on the present series of the M4 lineup, which also means that there will be a better thermal performance on these chipset in comparison to what you already have on the M4 chips. Now another thing that would be different from the M4 chips is the way that these chips would be fabricated. Again, both of them would be the 3 nanometer chipsets as well, but the thing is that the M4 chips, they were based on N3E process versus the M5 chips that would be fabricated on the TSMC's new, the N3P process, that is the latest and the greatest in the market, which also means that it would be 5 to 10% more efficient, and also the thermal performance, as I just suggested before, it would be better than what you already had in the past. And now why this thermal performance is much more something that should be considered, it's just because a lot of AI processing that would be happening on these chips, and because these are the chips that are getting more and more powerful by every year, you might see a lot of issues on these chips just because of a lot of heat that is being generated, and that is not something that is a very ideal thing for a sustained performance. And just because Apple wants to make sure that the fan noise on the system is not on level of what you have on the Intel chipsets, and also they want to make sure that the TDP level on these chips is also much more sustained and low in comparison to the chips that we have already been seeing in the market, the traditional ones. I think so that this is a big win for Apple, and that is a sole thing that why I would just want to wait for these M5 chips and not buy something like the M4 Air MacBook or maybe the M4 Pro MacBook or something, because these machines, they do cost a lot of money. And if you just want something that is a bit more future proof, again, a lot of people also suggest that the 2026 MacBooks would be the ones that would get a major redesign. But I would any day pick up something that is tested in the chassis, and I know that the chassis on these MacBooks are just really good, and to get something that is more powerful in the same chassis and the same design is something that I would want, rather than waiting for about 2 years to be looking forward to M6 chips or something, or whatever would be the naming schemas of those chips at that time. And well, now with that said, that was all that what I wanted to share in this video. But do let me know in the comment sections below that would you be upgrading to the M4 series of the MacBook this year, or you would wait for something like the 2026 redesign, or you would want to have something that is the M5 series in the same design and the chassis, and that is something that you would be getting for the year 2025. Do let me know in the comment sections below. My name is Anshul. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.